Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going on a journey to explore the amazing world of the samurai. Get ready for 10 awesome facts that will totally blow your mind. We'll talk about incredible battles, ancient rules they lived by, and some of the coolest weapons ever made. You know I love to surprise you, and believe me, the samurai have some secrets that will leave you speechless. So get ready, hit that like button, and let's explore the samurai world together. It's going to be an awesome adventure. Imagine this. It's the late 700s in Japan. The air is filled with the scent of cherry blossoms, and the landscape is dotted with quaint villages and lush greenery. Things are a bit messy, with different groups fighting for control. Clans are clashing, and the land is in turmoil. That's when the samurai appeared. These warriors were hired to protect the land and people of rich landowners. They were the guardians of peace in a chaotic time. But they were more than just strong fighters. They were super skilled with swords, bows and arrows, and riding horses. Their training was rigorous and their discipline unmatched. Talk about talented! Over time, the samurai became really powerful and important. They were not just warriors, they were leaders and strategists. They even became the rulers of Japan for a very long time. Their influence extended beyond the battlefield into the very fabric of Japanese society. And guess what? They didn't just rule with force. They shaped Japanese culture with their art, poems, and a strict set of rules that people still admire today. The Bushido Code, their way of life, became legendary. So, how did these warriors become so important? Stay tuned, because we're going to discover the secrets of the samurai. Their journey is one of honor, bravery, and cultural impact. Okay, let's talk about samurai armor. This isn't just any armor, it's a masterpiece of ancient engineering and artistry. These guys were serious about protection. Every piece was meticulously designed to safeguard the warrior. Imagine a suit of armor so cool and scary it could frighten enemies just by its appearance. The design was meant to instill fear and respect. We're talking about detailed designs made by hand from hundreds of small pieces of metal and leather. Each piece was crafted with precision and care. This wasn't just for looks, it was made so they could move quickly and easily in battle. Flexibility was key to their combat effectiveness. And get this, their helmets were like works of art. Each helmet was unique, often adorned with intricate designs and symbols. They often had scary masks and decorations to intimidate their enemies. These masks were not just for show, they played a psychological role in warfare. They weren't just trying to protect themselves, they were playing mind games. The appearance of the armor was a crucial part of their strategy. The coolest part? The armor was like a giant puzzle, with every piece perfectly fitted together. This ensured maximum protection and mobility. It showed how skilled Japanese craftspeople were and how important protection was to the samurai. The craftsmanship was a testament to their dedication and skill. So, next time you see samurai armor, remember it's more than just metal and leather. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and a symbol of a warrior's spirit. It's a symbol of power, art, and the warrior spirit. The legacy of the samurai lives on through these incredible pieces of armor. What made the samurai more than just fighters? What made them special? It was the Bushido Code, a set of rules they lived by. These weren't just any rules, they were core values like honor, loyalty, bravery, and self-control. A true samurai would rather die than break these rules. Imagine always doing what's right, no matter what. That's what the samurai did. They also valued respecting older people, being kind to those who are weaker, and always doing their duty. These weren't just words, they were a way of life. The Bushido Code wasn't just about fighting, it was about living a good and honorable life. It's something that still inspires people today. Okay, let's talk about some famous samurai. These warriors were not just fighters, they were the embodiment of honor, discipline, and strategy. These weren't just warriors, they were legends. Their tales have been passed down through generations, inspiring countless people. First, we have Oda Nobunaga, a brilliant planner and strong leader. He was a visionary who saw the potential for a unified Japan. He was like the mastermind of uniting Japan. His innovative tactics and fearless approach changed the course of history. Then there's Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who took over after Nobunaga and continued uniting Japan. His diplomatic skills were unmatched. He was known for being clever and ambitious. What a powerful team. Together they laid the foundation for a new era. But we can't forget Tokugawa Ieyasu, the one who finally brought peace to Japan after centuries of fighting. His patience and strategic mind were key. He started a government that ruled for over 250 years. This period of peace and stability allowed Japan to flourish. These are just a few of the amazing samurai who changed history. Their influence is still felt in modern Japan. Their stories are full of bravery, smart planning, and doing what they believed in. They were the epitome of the samurai spirit. So, next time you hear the word samurai, remember these legends. They shaped Japan's history and left a legacy that endures to this day. Let's be honest, you can't talk about samurai without talking about their awesome weapons. The most famous is the katana, that sleek curved sword. But they didn't just use katanas, they were masters of all sorts of weapons. There's the wakizashi, a shorter sword often used with the katana. And don't forget the yumi, the powerful bow and arrow used for long-distance attacks. They were experts at fighting from far away. But what about close-up fighting? They had the naginata, a long weapon with a curved blade that could cut through anything. The samurai were masters of their weapons, training hard to use them all perfectly. You might think samurai were only fighters, but they were much more than that. In feudal Japan, they were super important. Think of them like the VIPs of their time. They enforced the laws, protected people, and kept the peace. They had a big responsibility to their communities, but it wasn't all about fighting and ruling. Samurai also had to be educated and cultured. They studied things like poetry, calligraphy, and the tea ceremony. Talk about well-rounded. They believed in living a disciplined and refined life, both on and off the battlefield. So yes, samurai were fierce warriors, but they were also artists, scholars, and leaders. They were a fascinating part of Japanese history. Ever wondered how someone became a samurai? It wasn't easy. They trained really hard from a young age. We're talking years of tough physical and mental training. They started as kids learning to use swords, bows and arrows and how to fight hand to hand. It was like warrior school. But it wasn't just about being strong. They also had to train their minds, learning about strategy, planning, and the bushido code. It was a complete transformation. Imagine doing super hard exercises, learning ancient fighting techniques, and studying philosophy all at the same time. That was the life of a samurai in training. Only the most dedicated could become a samurai. Sadly, even the strongest empires fall, and the time of the samurai eventually ended. So what happened? Well, times changed, and so did who had the power. As Japan became more modern in the late 1800s, the samurai weren't as important anymore. New technologies and ways of fighting emerged, making their skills less needed. A new central government also weakened the samurai's power. They weren't the only protectors anymore. And the feudal system ended, which took away many of the samurai's privileges and status. It was a big change for them. But even though their time as warriors ended, the spirit of the samurai lived on, inspiring people in Japan. The samurai might be gone, but they're definitely not forgotten. They're like global superstars appearing in movies, video games, anime, and more. Think about it, you've got epic samurai battles in movies like Seven Samurai and 13 Assassins. And video games, from Ghost of Tsushima to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, everyone loves playing as a samurai. And let's not forget anime. Shows like Samurai Champloo and Rurouni Kenshin give a modern take on samurai stories. The samurai continue to fascinate and inspire us with their stories of honor, courage, and skill. You might think the samurai are just history, but their legacy is still alive. The values they lived by, like honor, discipline, and respect, are still important today. In Japan, you can still see the samurai spirit in martial arts like kendo and aikido. These martial arts teach not just physical strength, but also mental focus and self-control. And it's not just martial arts. The samurai's dedication to hard work and striving for excellence is part of Japanese culture, from business to art. Even outside Japan, the samurai still inspire people. Their stories teach us about courage, loyalty, and standing up for what's right. So even though the days of samurai warriors are over, their spirit lives on. Thanks for watching. If you liked learning about the samurai, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome videos. We had a blast exploring these legendary warriors. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. See you next time for another adventure.